There are quite a few unreleased games for the Virtual Boy, but the three best known are Bound High, Dragon Hopper and Faceball. As we all know, Bound High has been recovered, and Dragon Hopper is still lost. But now, Faceball is back. Planet Virtual Boy user Big Mac came in contact with the owner of the prototype cartridge and paid a hefty sum of money to acquire it. But unlike the original owner, Big Mac decided to share the game with the world, and here we are. First-person games make the most sense on a system that's supposed to be virtual reality, but Innsmouth no Yakata, while a good game, didn't quite fit the bill as a first-person shooter. Faceball, or Niko-Chan Battle as it's known in Japanese, steps up to the FPS plate by having free movement in more open environments than Innsmouth had. But the environments are on the other hand painfully bland. No textures, just plain walls. There are no textures on the floor either, it's just black. I would chalk this up to the game being unfinished, but Faceball came out on other systems too, and it didn't look all that good on there either. But nevertheless, it's impressive to play this game on the Virtual Boy, and I think the game moves pretty fluently, at least when there are 2 or less enemies on the screen. There are 11 enemy types, and they all behave differently. Some of them are pretty annoying though, like the one that runs away, or the one that's invisible. You have to look at the floor and their shadows to find them. One cool thing though is that you can bring up a map by pressing select, and it's transparent so it doesn't get in the way of the game. It shows the enemies and your position. It's quite handy. Another gameplay twist is that some walls can be destroyed by shooting at them, which is pretty fun. But some levels have them all over, which kind of devalues them a bit. Power-ups are dropped by enemies sometimes, like this one that seems to speed you up a bit when you press A. In addition to the normal mode, there is the arena, where you can place out enemies and set shield and difficulty. Basically you place bots. This was actually meant for multiplayer. Yes, this game was set to use the 2-player cable that infamously never got released. This mode would have been pretty cool to play, I think. Alas, it was not to be. I also have to say that the intro looks quite nice, and uses the 3D well. In my opinion it comes across better there than in the actual game. I'm glad that this game finally came to light, but personally I don't think it's that good. It's not a bad game, but it's just kinda boring. The further I get into the game, the more annoyance I get, and the frame rate goes way down with more enemies on the screen. In the end, Faceball is equal amounts impressive and mediocre. But the story doesn't end there. As soon as the game ROM got into the hands of Big Mac, he shared it with the programming virtuoso Thunderstruck, with the help of Benjamin Stevens, made another version of Faceball that they called Faceball Remastered. This version has a lot more levels, resurrects a lost enemy, music, and changed the title screen to English. It also ups the level count from 14 to a whopping 56. Another change is that they added strafing, which you now do with the left D-pad. Strafing was a feature sorely missing from the original version. Faceball Remastered is a big step up on a technical level, but the core game is still Faceball. It's not great, but still it's great that we can finally play it. Now the question remains, will we ever uncover the last piece of the Triforce of lost Virtual Boy games, Dragon Hopper?